Turning to Darfur, the African Union United Nations mission in Darfur, UNAMID, reports that last night a UNAMID vehicle was carjacked by 3 unknown armed men in front of a staff member's home about 500 meters from UNAMID headquarters in El Fasher, North Darfur. No injuries were reported and the incident was reported to Sudanese authorities. UNAMID also reports that a peaceful demonstration, mostly of youth and labor movement figures, took place today in Nyala in South Darfur, condemning the recent International Criminal Court decision to issue an arrest warrant against the president. During the past 24 hours, UNAMID reports its forces conducted 30 confidence-building patrols, 11 escort patrols, and 10 night patrols covering 43 villages and camps housing internally displaced persons. UNAMID police, meanwhile, conducted 96 patrols in and around the villages and IDP camps. Joint Chief Mediator Jibril Basole was in Doha yesterday for meetings with officials from the State of Qatar and representatives of the Government of Sudan and the Justice and Equality Movement, or GEM. During the meetings, both the government and GEM recommitted themselves to the Doha political process and a peaceful negotiated settlement to the Darfur conflict. Mr. Basole intends to meet with other rebel movement representatives and regional countries in the coming days in an effort to broaden inclusivity in the Doha talks. Mr. Basole is scheduled to brief the Security Council on the 26th of March, and that's according to the program that is made public to you. And on the humanitarian front, the United Nations is continuing to compile information on the impact of the orders given to the non-governmental organizations to cease operations in Northern Sudan, including Darfur. According to the Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, as of the 10th of March, 183 international staff have already left the country, while others await exit visas to depart. Another issue of particular concern is for the safety of national and international staff on the ground following repeated incidents of intimidation and harassment. In addition, reports continue of efforts to confiscate NGO, UN, and donor-owned equipment. The United Nations has requested the government of Sudan to return these items. Information is reaching us from Abyei, Blue Nile State, and Southern Kordofan State, which were located along the front lines during the North-South Civil War and which have been particularly hard hit by the country's decades of warfare, and also Eastern Sudan, which includes 3 other states. It should be remembered that many of the agencies asked to leave these areas have been working in Sudan for decades. While the information is still incomplete, the departure of these NGOs will affect hundreds of thousands of people in these non-Darfur areas. In South Kordofan, for example, the NGOs affected provided health, nutrition, water, sanitation, education, food security, and other assistance. Up to 800,000 people could be affected by the departure of NGOs working in health and nutrition, while those benefiting from interventions in water and sanitation number up to 400,000, and from assistance in food security up to 200,000. In Blue Nile and Kassala, the International Rescue Committee alone served over 100,000 people. And meanwhile, in Kalma camp today, an interagency UN team visited the camp, that was yesterday, to assess and respond to the urgent needs in water, sanitation, and health sectors. They found that water and sanitation conditions are deteriorating. In Zamzam camp, distributions of non-food items have stopped due to the departure of an NGO amidst a cavalcade of new arrivals in recent months, and there are reported health concerns including increased diarrhea and eye infections. The joint UN government technical assessment mission to evaluate food, water, health, and emergency shelter situations in Darfur commenced today, and more information from this mission should be available next week. And there's more information upstairs on the various assessments and what they're doing in order to look into how critical humanitarian needs will have to be met. Many of the NGOs that have been expelled have been integral to the massive logistical effort in previous years.